Welcome for today's session on Monday on the Go, new features and use cases using the mobile app. I'm Ron, and I joined Monday early 2019. I'm a product manager in the mobile team and currently leading the construction solution. Today we're going to talk about why teams should have the availability to work from anywhere. We'll take a look at some of the challenges of working on the go, and then we'll take a look at some of the solutions the mobile app can help you with. Then we're going to take a look on a construction use case for a company using monday.com, and we'll wrap up with some key takeaways. Working on the go is crucial in today's environment. It doesn't matter which industry you're coming from or what type of project you're running. You need to be able to manage your work from anywhere in a reliable and an efficient way. What's important to understand is the availability to work from anywhere does not mean working 24/7. On the contrary, it actually has the opposite effect. It allows you to maintain a better work-life balance because you can do some of the work in real time. You don't need to wait until you access a computer or your desktop later to log in all the information and do all the work. So we've talked a lot about the availability to work from anywhere. But what does it actually mean? We like to look at it to separate this into two different groups. The first group of people are industries where most of the work or all the work is done mainly in the field. We're talking about industries such as construction, real estate, agriculture, where their success is dependent on their ability to perform their work outside of the office in the right way. This means they have to keep the information flowing from the field to the office and vice versa. The HQ has the plans, changing them, updating them, while the team in the field needs to have access to all these files, all these updates, all these tasks and dates that are changing. But also, people in the field has to have the option to update their progress, their tasks, their milestones, if they have some blockers. The second group is the industries where the work is done mostly from the office. However, sometimes the work is done outside of the office. Working outside the office means you're a manager and you are on the way to a meeting. You're working but you're commuting at the moment. You're a sales team that on your way to a client and you need to pull up some information or see the recent update about what you're going to talk about. All the different use cases and different stages throughout the day that requires your attention while you're away from the office. However, working outside the office has its challenges. We're taking a look at three of the main challenges working outside the office has. First challenge is around communication. Team communication can feel fragmented when working some of the teams in the office and some in the field. Second challenge is that business info and tracking the progress of the tasks is harder when you're in the field. Same goes for when the office and most of the work done in the field. You're basically blind to the progress of half of what your team are doing. The last challenge is that technology can delay you. We know how technology can be pretty stable when you're in the office. However, it's a different story when you're dependent on Wi-Fi or cellular signal. Let's take a deep dive into every one of these challenges. So we talked about communication. And you know, when you're not in the flow of the office and you're not going to all of these meetings, you're not going to lunch with people to catch up, you're missing these quick coffee breaks, some of the information are going to slip away. Also, when half of the work is done in the field or in the office, you're not going to get the full picture. Sometimes you'll need to understand what's going on. You need to communicate. You need to get some updates. You'll need to read something, to consume some piece of information. And it's harder to collaborate when half of the team is spread across different locations. Second challenge is tracking progress. And we know how tracking progress is hard enough even when you're not in the field. When you're working on the go, most of the data is not easily available to you. It can impact your decisions, and it's important that you can have access to it seamlessly from anywhere. You need to be able to visualize your tasks and visualize your progress at a glance to get understanding of the full picture when you're away from the office. Also, you have to remember that when you're away from the office, you're using different devices and different tools than you usually use. This creates an irregular way for you and a different setup and environment. The last challenge we talk about is technology. We talked about how stable it is usually to be connected to the internet while you're in the office. However, being in the field is a different story. Sometimes you won't have access to Wi-Fi. You won't get a reception, but you need information and you need it to access it at all times. We wanted to make sure you can collaborate and consume information anytime from anywhere, regardless of technology or if you have reception. For us, it was obvious that working on the go can be achieved by building a collaborative and reliable solution. We had this mission in mind when we started working to build the best solution to help teams manage any type of work from anywhere. We talked about three main challenges. We talked about communication, about tracking progress, and about technology. Let's take a look at how we decided to solve each one of these challenges. Communication on the go. We wanted to create a communication or a platform where you can communicate between the field and the office in real time seamlessly. It was important to us to have high visibility for all stakeholders, regardless of where they're coming from, the field, the office, their computer, or their mobile phone, their tablet. It doesn't matter which device. You can see in the photo here how we try to make the familiar Monday look and UI with the experience of a mobile device. We wanted to facilitate a frictionless way to consume and update this information. It's visual, it's easy to update, and it's quick. Second thing was tracking progress. We wanted to make sure you can get all the information and all the data you need at the palm of your hand. We wanted to create a solution where we aggregate and graph all your data and all your stats and all your progress in one place. We wanted to create a solution where it's quickly and easy to report and access all data in real time. You can see how the dashboard works here. When you have visually seeing whether you want to see the bottom line or the high-level picture. The third thing we want to focus on was reliability. And when talking about reliability, we talked about two main issues. One is speed. We wanted to create a fast solution. We don't like waiting for our app to load. We don't like to wait for information to come up. We wanted to create an experience where one click gets you all the information. Moving between different boards, a different project is seamless. The second thing is working offline. We didn't want you to be dependent on external resources or signals. You might not have access to Wi-Fi all the time, or you might be working underground, you might be commuting on your subway, but you need to get this piece of information out. You want to update something that's in your head. With Monday Offline, you can do this. You can update all the information immediately from your app. We will save it for you. For once you have connection, it will be waiting. And when you go online, it seamlessly, automatically syncs, and you don't need it to do anything. A few weeks ago, I visited one of our clients at the site. I wanted to share this with you and show you how all the things we talked about come to life in a real project. Let's take a look at the project outline. This project is about building a set of bridges and road on a site that is 26 kilometers long between both ends. In this site, there are 4 groups of people working at the same time. We have the owners, then we have the architects who plan and design this project. We have the construction management company who is who is charged of inspection, and then we have the general contractor who is coming with his workers to the field and doing the actual work. Each one of these stakeholders has multiple type of users and a lot of teams working under them, which require different information and different status updates and access to the data. Let's take a look at some of these challenges. The first case we're going to take a look at was during a visit of a project manager who came to inspect a wall the contractor installed over a few hundred meters. During his inspection, he noticed that the first half of the wall was done correctly. However, the lower part of the wall was damaged. How they usually work before Monday is that the project manager would call one of the general contractors and tell him to stop working on that wall. However, not all managers in the field were aware of this phone call. Some were away, some were off shift. This resulted in days of work where they continued to work on the wall without knowing that it should stop. This is major loss of money, waste of time, and waste of resources. Now with Monday, as you can see on the right, They update all the information in one place. They don't start their day before looking at every task and understanding its status. If some area or something that they worked on needed inspection or had some comments on it, all the stakeholders can see it immediately from one place. The second case was an architect who wanted to send the project manager some files for review. How they usually do it is they will upload their files, heavy files, to some hosting solution, where then they will be needed to download, edit, upload it to the hosting solution again, and just then send it to the contractor so we can download them once again. Now, with Monday, all files can be easily found, edited, and shared in the same place. No need for multiple upload and downloads. No need to send emails to different people and remembering who was on the thread and who didn't get the message. They can all see it on the board, contextual to the task, update, see the recent version, and comment on each other tasks. The third case is scheduling subcontractors for dedicated activities at site. This is one of the most common, yet very challenging tasks. The days of arrival are scheduled usually by phone, and you have different subcontractors coming to the field on different days, sometimes even with dependencies between subcontractor to another. So when a subcontractor comes to the field with his equipment and team, his way or his option to do his work correctly is dependent on the subcontractor that came before him. If there was a delay, sometimes you'll see a situation where a subcontractor came to the site and couldn't perform his work because the work from the previous day wasn't done. Today, as you can see in the beautifully designed calendar view on the right, every subcontractor gets his schedule on the calendar. They can all see it at the same time. And they also set up dependencies between the tasks. So when a task is delayed, the subcontractor that is in charge of the next task can see it immediately and understand what's going on. This is a game changer for this industry. The last use case were incidents at site. You know, this is part of life, but in construction industry, this is even more relevant. During my visit, this truck you can see in the picture completely slipped off the road. It was disabled for a few days. These incidents cause delay that require additional costs and replanning sometimes of the schedule. Now, with the battery widget you can see on the right, you can get access to all the information, see exactly where project stands. No matter if you're in the field or in the office, you know exactly what's going on in both places. I want you to take a few takeaways from this lecture. First one, remember that working on the go is crucial in order to stay relevant in today's business environment, no matter which industry or which project you're running. Second thing is that the ability to work from anywhere does not mean working 24/7. It's actually the opposite. It allows you and gives you the freedom to choose when to work, and sometimes will save you time because you're doing the work at real time and not waiting to be next to your desktop. Third, remember that Monday mobile app was designed in order to help your team successfully manage any type of work from anywhere. We're doing this by keeping the communication flowing between the field and the office, by helping you visualize progress at a single glance to make you instantly gain actionable insight from your data. And third, by providing a reliable solution that can work from everywhere. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the event.